YouTubers, my name is David Oliwe and thank you for making me come into your way once more. Today we're going to be reviewing a book titled How Successful People Grow. This book is authored by John C. Maxwell, one of America's bestsellers. Here in this book, John C. Maxwell shares with us 15 ways to get ahead in life. How successful people grow. Now, we're going to look at these 15 ways, but this video is split into 2 episodes. We're going to talk about the first half of the episode today, and our next video we'll talk about the rest of the part of the episode. Please do well to follow up on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do click that subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up to let us know how you feel about our videos, and also click on the bell so that you can be able to get new notifications of every video upload, like our next episode on how successful people grow. If this video comes up, you'll be able to get a notification on your screen. The first way to consider from John C. Maxwell is become an intentional learner. Become an intentional learner. He said growth doesn't just happen. Growth doesn't just happen. Become an intentional learner. What you need to know is that people who are successful in life are intentional about every of their actions. Everything that they do, every of their procedure, every step that they take, they are very intentional about it. Why? Because growth doesn't just happen. Maximum growth, effective growth, high standard growth doesn't just happen. Growth that actually shakes the world and turns the world around doesn't just happen. It happens by intentional effort. You need to be intentional. Henceforth, you need to be intentional. In terms of learning, you need to be intentional. What are those things that you need to improve yourself on? What are those skills that you need to acquire so that you can be able to be more successful where you are presently? You need to be intentional. You need to sign up for a growth plan. And that's why he said, become an intentional learner. The next way he shares with us here is develop self-awareness. He said, you must know yourself to grow yourself. You must know yourself to grow yourself. One beautiful thing about life in entirety is that we need to start to study ourselves before we can start making adequate growth in our life, or consider adequate growth in our life. You need to know yourself. What are your makeups? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your skills? What are your interests? What are your passions? You need to know yourself to grow yourself. Develop self-awareness. When someone walks up to you today or walks up to you tomorrow and asks you, who are you? What would you say to the person that you are? You need to develop your self-awareness. You need to look at yourself and say, this is who I am. These are the values I have. This is what I can do. And these are the things I can achieve. Develop self-awareness. The third one he shares with us says, believe in yourself. He went on to say, you must see value in yourself to add value to yourself. Believe in yourself. Most of the mistakes so many people make is that they don't believe in themselves. They believe in others. It's okay to believe in others, but it's more okay to believe in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you can have the ability to believe in others. You can have the ability to hold people to their words. You can look at people and say to them, you can do it. Why? Because you have said that to yourself, and you said to yourself, you can also do it. Now, the fourth way he said, set aside time to reflect. He went on to say, learning to pause allows growth to catch up with you. Learning to pause allows growth to catch up with you. There are times of learning and there are times for reflection. When you have learned a lot, read a lot, seen a lot, it's time for you to reflect. It's time for you to pause. It's time for you to let those things begin to become reality in your life. It's time for you to begin to practice those things that you have heard people teach you, coach you, mentor you on. You need to let yourself, let growth catch up with you. You need to reflect. You need to have a time for reflection. You need to know whether this system actually works in your life. You need to know whether this formula, when applied to your life, it can produce good results. set aside time to reflect. And the fifth way he shared with us that how successful people grow is embrace discipline daily. He went on to say, motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you growing. You need to set and embrace discipline daily. Discipline is making sure that you are close to routine every day, that you are doing things that you ought to do every day, that you are actually investing time on what you are pursuing every day. Embrace discipline. Discipline makes you more responsible. That's why John C. Maxwell says motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. If you can be disciplined to ensure that you invest 1 hour of your time into your skill, you discover that where you will be in the next 30 days won't be where you have been in your first day. So discipline is needed to be embraced. The next way, which is the sixth way that shows how successful people grow, is seek out a positive environment. He went on to say, growth thrives in conducive surroundings. Seek out a conducive or positive environment, an environment that allows you to grow, an environment that boosts your morale and boosts your self-esteem, an environment that believes in you, an environment that gives you thumbs up, an environment that stretches you, an environment that tells you you can do it. Seek out a positive environment. Environment has a lot to play in the life of successful people. If you want to know how successful a man can be, look at his environment. John C. Maxwell shares with us one way here of how successful people grow. They seek out positive environment, and not just only seeking it out, but they go in there and they stay there. If you can go in there and stay there, you will be way ahead in your life. You won't believe where you will be in a couple of days or months to come. Seek out a positive environment. And the seventh one he shares with us, seventh way he shares with us of how successful people grow, is become highly strategic. Become highly strategic. He says, to maximize growth, develop strategies. Strategies are ways of how you seem to achieve or accomplish every plan. Unique ways, best known to you, unique to you. Develop, become highly strategic. Every of your plans and your purposes or your pursuits has to be strategic, has to be coined out, has to be mapped out in a way for you that you'll be able to achieve it. Everybody has formulas or blueprints that helps them achieve their plans and their purposes, that help them pursue life effectively. You need to become highly strategic so that your plans can succeed, so that you can become successful, so that you can get up there, so that you can be among the tops. Become highly strategic. This is how successful people grow. They become highly strategic. And the final one we're going to consider on this video episode today on the way of how successful people grow is turn negativities into positivities. Turn the negatives into positives. He went on to say, good management of bad experiences lead to great growth. Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. Every experience can turn around for your good. It's not dependent on how well you were able to manage this experience. The Bible tells us that all things are working together for good, both the good and the bad. So how well are you using the good experiences in your life and the bad experiences in your life? They are all and capable, can work for your good. So turn negatives into positives. This is how successful